it's interesting that you mentioned identity, because one of my other concerns, being in Germany and the things I've observed, and some would say I'm not even qualified to speak on it, but nobody's speaking on it, so I will.
Okay.
I think that a lot of people in Germany, Black people in Germany, have an issue with the term Black German. They consider themselves African.
Okay.
Which is wonderful. I consider myself Ghanaian. I consider myself African.
Yeah.
However, I also consider myself Black British.
Right.
Because I understand that as a collective of Ghanaians, Nigerians, Jamaicans, Trinis, Bajans, Brazilians, as a collection of all these Black people in the UK, together, we're stronger.
Definitely.
Than living in our little country bubbles.
Yeah.
So when we come together as all these collectives, and we all know where we're from.
Yeah.
Trust me, we do.
Yeah.
And we call ourselves Black British. We're not, and this is the pushback I get, we're not trying to fit into the white society by doing that.
Okay.
We're trying to collectively brand ourselves. So even when a Ghanaian does something, it connects with every single other African, Caribbean, Black person in the UK. And what that means is we're able to build our own music genres. We're able to build our own Netflix movies.
Yeah.
We're able to build our own things that is recognizably Black British. And we can all enjoy it.
Yeah.
That way we have some sort of cultural power, and cultural stable in the United Kingdom. Germans don't have that.
No, we don't.
And I think it's because they're trying to separate themselves into, I'm Ghanaian, I'm Nigerian, I'm this, I'm that, I'm African. And they don't really embrace, a lot of them don't embrace the Black German identity. That's my observation. What do you think?
What do I think? Well, first of all, of course, UK have a different history. Like, you remember, the whole people from Jamaica who were there before, they build up something great. And I think it's a different basic of confidence what Black British have. And here, I think we're still struggling to get there. And you're right. Like, I experienced, somebody would be like, oh, I'm doing this. Instead of collectively supporting it, I feel like everybody is like, okay, I'm doing my own thing. I am doing my own thing. And then sometimes you have an event, same topic, but 5 different people from different places in Africa are doing it. And I think this is something, it's a mentality, and we need to work on it. And also I think it's because it's here, like, I have some friends, they're African German because, they're mixed or something. I consider myself as Ghanaian German because I am Ghanaian and I was raised here. Like, I dream in German. Everything is pretty much German. But at the same time, I never ever want to leave my culture behind, And I think if we understand that, we can love both. We can love our culture. And if we love our culture, we can also learn to support each other. But with the supporting, I think it's a mentality thing. I realize that sometimes when minorities, I wouldn't say only Black people, but if minorities think, oh, it's not enough for us, then people start, bringing out their elbow. Because I remember, like, when I was modeling, I would go to an agency, and then when you're the first one and you're lucky, they take you. And that's it. Like, no other Black girl get the chance to get in. And even today, as an actress, you have a role, and then you hear, oh, we already have one Black person. Like,
No way.
It's done. And so it's something that if we don't learn to know who we are and that we are enough and that there's enough there for everybody, if we don't learn that, we always think, okay, I'm going to do my own thing because it's mine and I can't share. And why should I support you? Why should I do that? and it's a process. But at the same time, I feel like Generation Z, how they call it, I think the younger people are doing it differently. I feel like they're more collective, they're more supportive. And the older, like in between our parents and us, we have to learn to come more together. And I believe maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, it's just going to be a different collective, because I see it like all these young people, they're just like, oh, I want to do this and I'm just doing it. And I want to open this store and I open this salon, and they just do it. And once they do it, I encourage us to go and support, like to go, go to the restaurant, created by a Black person who's, of course, it has to be good quality. It's very important. I just want to go nowhere if it's not, but we have to learn to be better. And I think when we do things that has quality, that is good, we learn, we automatically attract people who will come there and support us. But at the end of the day, I think it's something that we need to learn. We need to learn to be more together. We need to learn to understand that, hey, we are all in this boat together. Like if you're from Togo or from Nigeria, well, yeah, but we are all Black.
Yeah.
And if we don't support ourselves, like if you see your sister from wherever out there struggling, why don't you just give your hand and say, hey, I just help you? And I think it's something that we need to understand and we need to learn, and it takes really a long time.
Yeah, I agree with you. My hope was that because of the fact that the internet and social media exists and there's more information out there and there's more examples that you can see out there.
Right.
And if you take things like Afrobeats, for an example, that's a good example of how unity can make something from grassroots go that high.
Right.
I was hoping that people would see this and be a little bit more urgent about it, but
it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time because it's all about, it's a mentality. It's the way you were raised. Like, you don't change from, you have to see. That's why I'm saying, be the change you want to see. If you see it and you realize and be like, okay, how do I want it? And then you have to go and be the change. And as long as we don't understand that, as long as we think, oh, it's not enough there, as long as we think, oh, I have to do, because, the thing is, the more people create their own thing without getting the support, the less successful we become, because we're not strong enough. Like we like, what do we have? Nothing. Like, do we have our own big industry here? We don't have it, because everybody is doing, like, everybody is baking small breads. How can we put the whole, we make a big bakery and then we serve it all over and everybody knows where they can get whatever they want? Like, for example, with my publishing company, my publishing company is the only publishing company in German-speaking places like Austria and, Germany and wherever, that is from a Black woman and publish these kind of children books. We don't have it nowhere. So, and it's the same thing. We can collectively support this kind of, company that in 2, in 3, in 4 years, it's going to be easier for other people to do the same thing. But if we don't do it, if we don't collectively support each other, and it's like in everything we do, like having a hair brand, restaurant, coffee, whatever, we need to go there and support each other. And that's the only way we can, we can flourish and grow and let our children know, look, we need to support each other. Because we need each other in order to be successful. We can't do things by ourselves. And we need to understand that in order for us to change something for our kids. If not, we're just gonna, it's gonna go on like this for the next, I don't know, many years.
I like that. I like that perspective. And I like that hearing that from you. I think this will probably be the last time I touch on that topic
Oh.
on this podcast, because I have like pretty
Really?
much almost episode, because
Okay.
it really gets to me.
Wow.
And I think it's also because I've had the privilege of seeing
Right.
it like that in the UK, and the UK kind of built it to the point where it's like you don't have to tell a black person twice to support a black person.
Right.
We still have our issues, don't get it wrong, but we're more
right.
connected,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a beautiful thing to see,
Right,
because
right.
now we get to have Netflix shows that
I know.
blows up around the world.
I know.
And
crazy.
it's unapologetically British. And you see
Right.
all sorts of
Right.
black people from Ghana, Nigeria,
Right,
Jamaica.
yeah,
And it's just,
it's amazing.
it's wonderful to see.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I want the same thing for Germany.
It's coming. It's just, it's really, you know.
I believe you. I believe you.
It's you know, we're still not we're
Yeah.
still sleeping, but we're waking up.
Yeah, I
We're
believe
waking
you.
up. I think it's gonna get better. Yeah.